Hello everybody, Shelly here, and I have got a face full of nothing right now. Little skincare, but that's it. But I have a whole box full of Wet n Wild. You guys, I have not used Wet n Wild, anything Wet n Wild. I take that back. I tried some of their setting sprays, I think, a while ago. We're gonna try a face full of Wet n Wild because they came out with these little 5-pan palettes. I've got 3 of them. I think I have one more on back order. Yeah, 5-pan palettes. I got 3 of them. I got a face full of holy grails that everybody is like, oh my gosh, these are the best Wet n Wild products ever. I'm like, Wet n Wild? Didn't we use that in middle school, you know? I need to change my perception because I still have it in my head that it's a super inexpensive, low quality, budget, middle school product. And middle school for us ladies of a certain age was like half a century ago. So we're going to open minds, really try a face full of Wet n Wild and see if budget-friendly drugstore makeup is recommended, is everything that we've been missing out. I know that there's a lot of really great NYX products out there. There's some great Milani, there's great Physicians Formula, e.l.f. obviously. There's some e.l.f. products that I would use over high-end all day, every day without even blinking an eye on it. Would pass up stuff that costs 8 times as much just for some of the e.l.f. products. So with my love affair of e.l.f. and the fact that I think Wet n Wild usually pretty much sits right next to it, we're gonna get into a whole face of it here. So let me get organized and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I have it all spread out in front of me. So there's a couple things that I bought like duplicates of because I wasn't really sure how it was gonna work. For some reason I ended up with 2 eyebrow products. That's weird. First thing I'm gonna open up is the, obviously, Wet n Wild, if I have to repeat myself a bunch here, eyeshadow primer. It says long lasting, and the name of it is Only a Matter of Prime. Bad dad joke, I guess. I'm just gonna put a little on my finger. Looks like it's kind of a beigey color in here. Let's see what it looks like on the lid. Okay, it's not really going on opaque at all, but I don't mind it. It smooths, it applies easy. It's not hard to move around the lid. I don't know if I put too much on or not enough here. Okay, and I feel like when it dries down, it gives a little grip, which bodes well for eyeshadow. No color at all on that. I don't feel like it like covered up or, you know, covered up any discoloration. It's just kind of is what it is. Okay, I'm a big fan of tinted moisturizers. This is a tinted hydrator. Tinted moisturizer. It says hyaluronic acid in it. We're gonna try that. I also did get a foundation stick. It just says stick foundation, and they all say new on it. I'm trying to see if there's like actually any shade names. I can't see a shade name for the tinted moisturizer, but the stick foundation is Shell Bis. I also got a dual-ended contour stick as well. This reminds me of another one that I've used and like. This is as light medium. I don't know what the brand was for the other one. The other one might have been NYX, actually, now that I think about it. But this looks very similar. I think Revlon might have one like this too. There's your contoury side, and then you've got a pearlescent type highlighter. We're gonna try this. Actually, let's go ahead and do like a reverse foundation kind of look, because I did that recently and it's kind of fun, especially when I'm not really sure how products are gonna work. It's kind of fun to do it this way. I do have a mark on my chin, that one right there, not that one, because that one was just me scratching at my face, but this one is actually from burning my neck on the curling iron. My husband's pretty sure that I'm accident prone at this point, but we knew that already. Like, none of that's new for us. Got the contouring on. I am gonna use this highlighter. I do have another highlighter, because, you know, that's what you get. You get all excited about Wet n Wild stuff and then you buy a bunch. So I'm just gonna take some of this highlighter stuff. Because it's so bright white, I'm actually not gonna go overboard with the highlighter. It's a little crazy light now. I feel like a cartoon character. So I'm gonna use the tinted moisturizer first, and then I'm gonna use the stick foundation as a concealer. Old trick I used to use all the time. Love it. I'm gonna try to apply this with a sponge first, and let's see how this goes. Skin color might be all right. Maybe just a touch light. I think it'll work. Tinted moisturizers are generally very lightweight, which is kind of my preferred. And with dry, mature skin, anything with extra moisturizer, I'm perfectly fine with. Covered up a lot of that contour. That's okay, because one of the reasons why we like that reverse foundation trick is that it gives you a very subtle look. So I'm not upset that it seems to have taken away, you know, 90% of that contour. Okay, you guys, it actually looks pretty darn good on my skin. It feels moisturized right now. It doesn't feel like it's dried down yet, which I kind of feel like it needs to set a little bit. But we're moving on with more products. So far, okay. You know, for a tinted moisturizer, I feel like it did what I wanted it to do, which was kind of even out the skin tone a little bit. Your skin, but better, but it still looks like my skin. Some days are better than others. Okay, it does. I do feel a little washed out. I'm gonna actually hop into brows. I got 2 different brow products like I mentioned earlier. One of them says it's new and it is in medium brown. And it looks like it's like maybe a wooden pencil with a spoolie on the other end. The other one is 1.5 Ultimate Brow Micro Brow Pencil, soft brown. So I've got a, what did I say this was, medium brown? I've got a medium brown and a soft brown. This is gonna be more of like, it looks like maybe almost like a twist up style. This looks familiar. It looks like, you know, a NYX. Actually, it's about the size of maybe the Hourglass. Yeah, so I've got an Hourglass eyebrow pencil and they're just about the same component size. That's interesting. Might as well just do a little brow here, see how this works. All right, already going on very well. Feel like it's maybe just a touch warm. Maybe a touch warm for my brow hairs. But I'm not super picky about my brows to begin with. As long as they're there and they don't draw attention themselves, I'm pretty good with brows. I didn't get any kind of brow gel. And I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I didn't get any sort of primer. I do know that they have these 3-in-1 primer waters. I didn't use it. I probably could have. I feel like that filled in just a little bit. I've got like a little tiny lighter patch area right there. I feel like that took care of that. So that side's not bad. I would use that again. It's kind of hard to screw up eyeshadow or eyebrow products. We're gonna try the other one, the one that says new, but it looks like it's been through the ringer. The packaging is a little beat up here. Where did I order all this stuff from? I think I maybe ordered all this stuff from Ulta. Yeah, I ordered all the stuff from Ulta. And like I said, I do have the 4th 5-pan coming as well. This one, it already feels like it's maybe, feels like it's bent a little bit. I'm not really quite sure why that is, but we've got a pencil on one side and it comes with a nice point already on it. So we're just gonna go to town with this one, see if we can't match up our brows with 2 different products. And again, like I said, 2 different shades. I probably should go slower and actually draw on individual hairs. I'm just kind of a dasher. Was that if you were a reindeer, what would your name be? Apparently my eyebrow reindeer name would be Dasher. All right, I feel like that color was maybe a little softer and a little better for me. It's funny because it feels to me a little old school, you know, with the whole pencil brow product. I don't know why this feels bent. The spoolie side feels like it's not on there tight enough or something. I don't mind the color though. I think the color's actually probably better than the darker one. I don't know, you know, I don't know which one I would prefer because like I like the control. This one felt like a little firmer consistency. It felt like a more solid component, but I like this color a little bit better and I think it went on a little softer. Jury's out. Okay. My skin still feels slightly moist, but not crazy so. So we're gonna go in with this stick foundation in Shell Beige. I'm gonna use this as kind of like my concealer. I had love affairs with stick foundations, but I haven't really used them in a number of years. This might be a little lighter than what I want, but it's actually going on pretty darn well here. So we're just gonna cover up the majority of discoloration. I got of course, my eyeglass marks. My eyes are feeling a little tired and crepey. I just haven't been sleeping well this week. Not really sure what's going on. As women, and maybe men do too, we focus on things, a little body dysmorphia, or we focus on things that we're super insecure about. And I remember for the longest time, I was so insecure about broken capillaries around my nose. I don't necessarily think they've gotten better with age, like gone away at all. I don't spend as much time stressing about them. I don't know, do you guys have things like that where that you used to focus on all the time and now you're like, whatever. I don't know, maybe we just pick other things to focus on now, I guess. I don't know. Okay, you guys, I use that just in a few spots just to kind of cover. I've got a little sun damage up there. For me, I feel like this might be a little too heavy as an all-over foundation. I just don't really care for foundation sticks that run that heavy and thick. And I feel like as a concealer though, it went on well. Like it has a nice more full coverage. Keeping an eye on my burn here. All right, we're gonna call that okay where it is. I'm trying to decide, you know what, I've got some of their translucent powder. This is the Photo Focus Translucent. And I'm gonna use a little bit of that over where I put some of that concealer to kind of set it down a little bit. I'm just taking a little bit. It does have like a plastic sifter in it, and it does seem to want to come out quite a bit. Like I barely tapped into it. Okay, tapping it in here just makes more of it come up. So normally I would only put on finishing powder at the end, but because we're setting down that other foundation and I wanted to, you know, give it a chance to kind of sit without moving around at all. Okay, I have a number of bronzy / cheek products. So I bought this bronzer first, and this is called Cool Icon Bronzer. And it seems darn right light. So I don't know that that's necessarily a bronzer, but we might try it. I also brought this other Icon bronzer. They're both called Icon Bronzer. This looks like, even though it says new, this is the one that this is the one that I think I've seen forever. This one doesn't say new on it, but I don't recognize it as much as this packaging. And this one, sorry, I should probably say this is called Palm Beach Ready. This one is called Reserve Your Cabana. So there are different shade names on them, but they both say Icon, Color Icon Bronzer. So we're gonna try one of those. But I also bought this blush, and this is a Color Icon Ombre Blush in the Princess Daiquiris. Feels very vacation-y, doesn't it? I kind of want to go on vacation now. Maybe in April. Maybe I can get away in April. So this blush looks very light in the pan. I don't really know what to do with it. I'm actually going to try this light one. We might be pleasantly surprised. We might get into this and go, oh yeah, that actually gives color, gives coverage. Oh my gosh, this looks just crazy, crazy light. Yeah, this is not a bronzer. I don't know who thinks this is bronzer. Do you guys prefer the higher end trying out full faces of, or do you prefer the drugstore friendly? Okay, I'm putting this where I would normally put bronzer, and it's got a boatload of kick up, and this is no way, shape, or form a bronzer. If anything, it might be a finishing powder. I'm disappointed. Now, could I find a use for it? Maybe, but that's not what I thought it was going to be. Okay, we are going to try some of this bronzer though, because this one actually looks like a bronzer to me. I think when I saw it and I was reading the description, I was like, okay, maybe this is supposed to work for light to medium skin. I think the picture was probably misleading as well. Or I just ordered wrong. I don't think that's a bronzer on anybody. But this looks like a bronzer. Might be a little too shimmery, might be a little too warm toned. We're gonna try. Tap a little bit of this on here. Okay. You know what? That picked up where that contour left off. I mean, I know I did the reverse foundation thing. That's not too bad. It may not be, you know, my Milani, because the Milani one is very matte and cool toned. This is actually more cool toned than I thought it was going to be. It doesn't have that kind of weird orange look to it. Okay, I like that. We might visit this again at the end of everything to see how we're doing on color and stuff. But already I feel like that gave my face some warmth. Gave my face some warmth and some dimension that I was lacking. That's nice. I like that. Might as well try the blush while we're here. I'm just gonna, I guess, use the same brush that I've been using, and I'm gonna swirl it all together, because you've got like a light that progresses into a dark, and I don't know where that's going here. Soft, pretty, buildable, more matte than I thought it would be, which is actually nice, my preferred. I feel like you could kind of maybe even get it down into some of the texture, and it's not gonna highlight it too much. It feels weird not having like a poreless putty primer on to begin with. I think what I like about it is it goes on sheer, which makes it hard to over abuse. And I think if you want a little darker, you just dip more into the darker side, obviously. There was a couple other different ones in this, and they seemed awfully purpley and bold, and maybe I'll revisit those. Here's the thing, we don't know how long this is gonna last. We're just gonna have our fingers crossed. Okay, I'm not upset by that at all. I'm gonna hold off on highlighter for a little bit more. I like to do my lips before my eyes because I chew on my lips. It's a bad habit. But if I don't have anything on them, then I start chewing on them. So I did get a lip liner. This is a gel lip liner. This is in the shade Lay Down the Mauves. Cap doesn't look half bad, although the lid looked pretty dark. So let's see, or the packaging looked dark, the lid doesn't look bad. Let's see how this looks on the lips. Okay guys, I thought this formula was actually very easy to apply. Formula feels very easy. I got it on my chin. Formula feels very easy to apply. I didn't feel like I struggled, pulled it, skipped on it at all. That I like. So I've got a velvet matte lip color, and I've got a cloud pout. And both of these feels slightly more cool tone neutral as opposed to the mauve that I already put on. So I probably chose bad on this. I don't know why I got these versions. Maybe I couldn't find something else, or maybe I placed 2 different orders. I think that's probably what it is here. I'm gonna try the lip crayon that I got into the package. Oh yeah, that went on nice. Holy smokes. I do have a little bit of dry lip going on right now, so I can see a little bit of that, but that happens with matte lipstick. So, okay. Actually one that I would throw on my purse and wear. I just needed something fast to go. It feels comfortable. Feels comfortable. I like the shade. What color did I get? The matte lip crayon is in Toffee Frappe. I think that's descriptive enough. Okay, so this Cloud Pout, this might be light. I didn't know what this was going to be. I didn't know if this was going to be like a liquid lip, a matte, a mousse, a gel, and it is too warm for this look. It's soft, it's moussey. I get the whole marshmallow cloud thing, like, or cloud, I think the colors might be marshmallow. I think it works. It's okay. And I think my initial, when I put it on, I was like, oh, that's too yellow, but actually okay with the way it looks on my mouth. As I mentioned, I believe there's 4 of these new 5-pan palettes that came out from Wet n Wild. I bought 3 of them initially because the 4th one was sold out. I've got 1 more that's coming. So, and I think it's maybe the camo one. I gotta here, look what I have. So we've got Walking on Eggshells, which is, you know, we got kind of a champagne, we got some more browns, a couple, like a cool tone dark brown, and then kind of almost like a little bit of a rose gold in there. Go Commando, which has some sort of rusty, orangey colors and a couple kind of green, khaki green, kind of a martini olive shimmer, and another champagne-y type color. I think this is called Petalette, which is more of your, you got like an eggplant, kind of a taupe color. And I would have normally said, well, we're gonna go Commando, but then now I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't do this Petalette because of my ridiculously bold colored sweater. I don't want to be too matchy-matchy, but we're here, we're gonna check out the formula. I hope these are very similar to the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes because, man, those are phenomenal. I've been playing more with More Flower Beauty too. If you guys want to see a follow-up video to that, let me know. I think I've picked some favorites and I've figured some stuff out about it, and happy to share. Do a repeat video, or not a repeat video, but do a like an update video. Okay, this is actually really pretty. This reminds me of maybe a cooler toned version of the Mini Love palette. That's fun. If you guys haven't played with that, or if you guys want to, I haven't done a video yet on that. I bought the whole kit. I bought the lip duo. No, I bought the cheek duo. I bought the lipstick, Amorosa. I think I need a new Amorosa. And the 5-pan eyeshadow palette, and it's just been sitting on my vanity. I've been using it quite a bit. Okay, we're gonna start with this sort of mauve-y, cool tone matte. My crease here, transition shade. Okay, first application is good. As far as, you know, eyelid primer goes, that eyelid primer has had a chance to set down now. I did go over whatever was on that brush with that foundation stick. I didn't put any additional on there. I just kind of drug it over the top of it to give a little bit more coverage, I guess, since that eyeshadow primer doesn't really have any coverage. Okay, it is, I don't know, I feel like it is what it looks like. Like it's not, it didn't give me, it didn't change color. It didn't immediately go on and go, oh wow, that's unexpected. This feels like it gave me exactly what I expected from the pan. Pretty smooth. I'm not getting any skipping. I might build it up just a little bit. Upon building it up, it doesn't really change the color either. It didn't change anything. I feel like I have exactly what I had before. I'm not normally a pastel kind of person, so it's kind of a weird situation for me, but I like it. It might be a good shade for glasses, but it's a little too soft for me just normally. Like I feel like I lose my eyes a little bit even more. We're gonna go into this. It's a shimmer. It's the, I don't know, the most mid-tone in here. Some of these can kind of surprise me, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. Right here. Again, what you see is what you get. I'm not getting any kind of like different color story. I don't get a major shift. It's maybe even a little lighter than what I expected. It's soft and pretty. I'm just gonna put a little more on here. Now that was just with a brush. So let's try it with a finger. Oh, it's creamy. Oh, that really amps it up too. You guys see that? That really amped up the color. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm not getting like a ton of kick up in these palettes either. And it could be that I'm using a Sigma brush and some little nicer color. It's not as rough, it's not picking it up. Okay, we're gonna try the darker eggplanty color in here. It does look like it might have just a little bit of shimmer to it, so let's see what it looks like on the eyelid. All right, that's the first one so far that's given me a little bit of transfer down below. We'll have to clean that up a little bit. I'm just going back over and with that matte mauve-y color up all against the top to kind of buff out that top edge. But I'm putting the majority of it, and I'm just barely tapping into it. I'm putting the majority of it down at my lash line and then just kind of tapping it up to create the shape and then buffing out that top edge. A little bit of a C. I'm not dragging it all the way into my crease because I've got that other color and it is still daytime. So that's the only one I felt like I had any kind of transfer fallout on. Not a ton, but a little bit. Okay, we're going into this lightest lilac color in here. I have a flat brush and let's just see. I feel like this is satisfying my need for purples right now. We do have one more light color in here. Might as well flip the brush over, grab a little bit of that, put it right here on the inner corner. And we have a multi-chromatic eye look. Got a little bit of an ombre. I think I've got about the shape that I like on the top half. I think I want to put this warmer color against my lower lash line. I need to find myself. I got a little pencil brush here. We're gonna try this. And I do have an eyeliner, so we've got that too. Can't tell how much of that I got in my contacts. I suspect some. My husband will tell me that I have got red eyes or that I look like I've got pink contacts on. As far as an eye look go, pleasantly surprised. It does feel a little, I do feel like I got some of that lighter color in my eyeballs right now. So not my first choice, but let's move on. I've got a liquid eyeliner. This is in dark brown. I'm not the hugest fan of liquid eyeliners. Maybe they didn't have anything else. I don't know. It's been forever since I've used an eyeliner like this. We're gonna try it. All right, it's super wet. It's not a horrible tip. The tip feels soft, but in a flimsy way, if you know what I mean. Like I don't feel like I have quite as much control as I would like to have. I was able to put it up against my lash line on one dip too. I didn't have to go back in. It didn't seem to give me any kind of skipping. I'm gonna say that that's probably not my favorite liquid eyeliner in the world, but I don't really like liquid eyeliners. Almost done here. I've got Blackest Black as a Big Papa Wet n Wild mascara. This is, I think, what I've seen more people use lately, so I'm real curious to see how this is gonna go. Again, this is another one of those categories that I'm pretty picky about the mascaras that I like. This is a big component. The little crown on here is kind of cute. It's like a raised texture. It's not just painted on. Spoolie is a little hourglassy. I feel like I got a lot out on here. We're gonna try this. I didn't curl my lashes. Okay, I don't know how I managed to get eyeliner up on my lid like this. I must have got it on my lashes and then it transferred. That doesn't bode well. I'm just gonna have an eyeliner smear somewhere where it doesn't belong. Okay, I feel like it's gripping the lashes, which is nice. It's not really giving me, I mean, it's coming out a little clumpy. It's applying a little clumpy, and it's not building up well at all. So let me take a little brush here and see if we can't get some of those clumps out. Okay, I got mascara on one eye-ish. I feel like it starts off good. Like when you start to put it on, you think, oh, okay, this is gonna be fine. But to get the length that I'm used to, I'm not getting it. And I think I just got it on my eyelid. I feel like it's, as you build it up, it's getting very, almost like it glues the lashes together. I'm gonna call that a pass. I don't really love that mascara so much. I think in a pinch, you could probably get it to work, but it's not one that I'm gonna be reaching for. Maybe I'll come back and visit it in a little while. All right, I feel like my cheeks could be a little darker. I'm not horribly upset by the eyeshadow. The eyeliner seems to be doing okay. We're gonna try to take the darkest color of this blush and just see if we can't build it up a little bit more. It's a very soft color, which is probably good for me. I need to probably back off on some of my crazy blush colors. We're gonna go a little bit more with the bronzer, layering cheek products until I get what I want. Nothing wrong with that, right? I'm feeling like I have a face full of makeup that I would leave the house in. Don't think that I would embarrass anybody. Let's try a little bit of the setting spray. I've got some, let's see, this is the Coconut Primer Water. It's a 3-in-1 Prep, Set, and Refresh. I've had this for a long time, and I remember not liking it when I first got it because it was very, I felt like it was very aggressive. The key is hold it further away from your face, just in case that's of interest to you. A little crazy hair going on here. What do you guys think of the haircut? Now we're just gonna pretend that I meant to have hair like this. Okay, what do you guys think of the makeup? I think the makeup's okay. We have a face of makeup. We have a face full of Wet n Wild makeup. What do I like? The eyeshadow little 5-pan was a surprise. I felt like I got more punch out of the colors than, say, the Flower Beauty ones recently. I'm curious to try the other two and see how they stack up. So these will absolutely go into again. I liked the lip product, especially the lip crayon. I really liked. Didn't mind the lip liner. I thought went on very well. This is kind of a why bother. Like, I'm not really sure what that one's supposed to be. Like the stick foundation. Didn't care for the mascara. I forgot my highlighter. You guys getting tired of me not being a professional makeup artist and not knowing, you know, which order things go in? I forgot that I had this. This is another one of those things that I think is like a cult classic that everybody seems to like. It's very pretty. They have like a little embossing on it. Oh yeah, okay. Probably have one more makeup than I need to for a day like today. And this was fun trying out some Wet n Wild products, super budget friendly. Nice to give a brand another shot when you've got in your head that, you know, yeah, I used that when I was in middle school and I'm not gonna try it again. I'm okay with this. Pleasantly surprised with how my makeup turned out. I'm excited to try the other eyeshadows now too. Give me, you know, a couple weeks, and if you guys want me to tell you what my favorite is, if you're at all considering them. I mean, there may be a little bit more than the 4-pan e.l.f. palettes, but you're getting another shade too, so I would compare the two of them. Yeah. Wet n Wild, stepped up the game. All right, you guys, I hope you're doing really well. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button before you go, and until my next video, bye for now.